What's up, and welcome to another episode of Verbal Vibe Mode. I'm your boy Congo Beast, and joining me today we have Lady G,
What's poppin'?
J Star,
What up?
and a very, very special guest, Aaron Shack. What's up, man?
What's going on here?
He doesn't know how he got here.
How did I get here?
Who are you?
I feel like he's genuinely confused.
Confusion.
The entire time. I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Good.
Oh man, good man. Oh man, I can't
Hope they
believe.
great now that you're here, Aaron.
Yeah.
Aw,
Aw,
I like that.
Hey,
to the
suck up,
90s
look.
audience.
Good grief. Why are you sucking? You know what? Whatever. Anyway. So, in continuing our little 90s vibe shindigs, we decided that we're going to talk about some 90s adult cartoons.
When you say adult, do tell, what do you mean?
Yeah.
You know, some of that raunchy raunt. No.
Okay. All right, never mind. Jay, anybody else help?
Got real NC.
No. You know,
Right.
the,
Rated NC-17.
just to let you know, make sure you hide your kids.
Hide your wife. Hide your kids.
This film is not yet rated.
No,
In a world where no one is
No,
safe
no.
from raunch.
No.
Ew. Raunch. Raunch.
Summer, lunch is coming for you.
Oh man, but no, I'm thinking more along the lines of the classics: Simpsons, Family Guy, Futurama, Ren and Stimpy, Dilbert, Daria. Come on now, guys, help me. In my mind, I'm an old man.
No, you're on a roll. Yeah,
All right, you could have run down all
You're
the
on a
names
roll.
of the show.
Hey,
Yo, fuck
I'm
us,
just
huh?
saying. I'm
No,
just
you got it, Con. Go
Sound like
ahead.
he was
Shit.
reading from a list.
Oh, he has the list already.
Roller.
Do you need any input from us? You got this?
Going through the Rolodex over there.
Nah, he's got it. It's gonna be a
Oh,
brief episode,
man.
huh,
No,
Con?
I'm just
With our special
I'm
guest.
just giving. Let me explain myself. Why y'all coming from my throat? Don't come from my throat.
We have to come for your throat because you tried us.
Nah, I'm just giving examples of what I mean. We're gonna go into detail because that's literally what we do. I mean, that's how we live our life. But I wanted to let the people know what I meant when I say adult cartoons. So is there and anybody go ahead, but is there any cartoon in particular that you enjoy watching?
I think we should kick it off with The Simpsons because technically that's 89, but it basically ran the 90s. So,
Yeah.
and it pretty much paved the way for a lot of
Yeah.
these other cartoons. So, we're going to build some foundation and ground here, people. The Simpsons.
Yes, it did. Started off on what, the Tracy Ullman show?
Oh,
Back in
absolutely.
89? Yeah.
Yeah, as a Tracy Ullman short.
And I mean, I wasn't born for that. I was born in 92, but
Like a hoe.
ouch.
The baby
Did I
of the
say that?
channel. Yeah.
I was born in the 90s, guys. I'm a real
There you
90s
go.
baby.
Forget you guys. Anyway, being like ever since I can remember, that was one of the main cartoons
hmm
that I used to watch with my parents all the time. Like they had no care whatsoever when that show came on. They loved it just as much as me and my brother did, and yeah, I've been in love ever since. That's man, great memories of
Yeah.
The Simpsons.
Yep. No, dude, this was my whole childhood was watching Simpsons, like Sunday nights with the family, have dinner, all that kind of stuff. And if, NASCAR or something else wasn't dominating the schedule, Simpsons was on, and it was always on the TV, and it took over, and it was a mainstay, and it was good for me because it was like a cartoon, but it dealt with adult stuff. And then as I grew older, you start getting all the jokes and understanding what's going on. You get the higher level humor and stuff like that. And it's a classic. It's as good today as it was, 20, 30 years ago now, which doesn't feel that long, but
Yeah, it's still solid.
I can I can oh,
and it's still
it
going.
And
really
So
it's still
doesn't.
32
going.
seasons, right?
Like, how many seasons is it now?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not even old enough to to freaking know every single season of the daggone Simpsons. That is nuts. Oh man, I love every bit of it. But who would have thought that a cartoon about a yellow family could last this long?
I mean, the thing
Mhm.
is they pivoted and evolved along with the culture as time went
Mhm.
on, even the freaking
Yeah.
animations. And well, in current news, the
Sure.
voice acting and things, but we won't get
Mm,
into that like subtopic.
mm,
But
no
yeah,
comment.
they I,
Right.
I want to, but I don't want
Oh,
to. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. But yeah. As far as, like, the way that the series developed over time, it's just amazing to see how they came from, like, cells to actually doing CGI. They used to do freaking 4 by 3, now it's,
Mhm.
like, super,
And they
super
had
HD,
movies,
and it looks
right?
so good.
and
Outside of like,
yeah.
so they even had a
Yeah, the
feature
Simpsons
Oh,
movie
film
was
that was,
great.
big deal and really well done, which is
Yeah.
more than most
and
cartoons.
normally,
Mhm. True.
yeah, normally you do a
Oh,
feature
yeah.
film, it's over with.
Mhm.
Like they did a feature film and came back stronger, and you're just sitting there like, there's nothing that can stop the Simpsons. Like, it's freaking, and the movie was it. If you haven't seen the Simpsons movie, do yourself a favor
Mhm.
and watch it. It's a great time, even if you haven't grown up on the Simpsons. That movie is that's it's a top notch movie.
Yeah. And just thinking of how many veins they went into beyond, like, the movies, merch, games, candy, everything.
Mm,
They just dominated a lot of
Mhm.
markets
100%.
outside of the cartoon, I'll say.
their merch is ridiculous. From T-shirts to comic books to
Amusement
freaking
park.
I
Hello,
still
Universal.
yes, I have a whole Radioactive Man
Mhm.
comic book at my parents' house, still in a
Nice.
freaking plastic case right now. Is like I think I got can of Duff, which was they just put cola in a can and called it Duff. Which, if you don't know what Duff is or Duff Man, we gonna have a problem.
I yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying,
You gotta know
Duff Man
these
is
things,
great.
the references. These are very light references.
Oh, wow.
Very light. It's
Light.
not like we're talking about Artie Ziff
Oh,
here,
Artie
which
Ziff? Do tell.
you
What
know,
about Artie Ziff?
come on now. Man,
Computer? Geek?
hey,
Yeah.
computer geek, you will be connected in no time. Artie Ziff.
Mhm.
The cameos
The
alone. We could
frustration of
literally
seeing
freaking do an episode on The Simpsons. Let's go on to the other stories and shows that were bred off of The Simpsons in the 90s. We have Family Guy and Futurama.
it. Matt Groening was in his bag.
Yeah.
We really good.
Yeah, it really was.
Futurama seemed like a no-brainer, like, same art style, similar plot lines, futuristic story, futuristic setting, all that kinda stuff. That's really cool.
Right. There wasn't a competition. It just kind of flowed
Mhm.
together.
That was the golden age right there. Yeah, and the fact that it didn't, ruin The Simpsons, like, it didn't slow down that show at all by having this other show, you know? Simpsons just kept going, and Futurama was just alongside it.
Are you guys Family Guys fans? No?
I mean,
A little bit. It was alright.
I was.
Hmm.
I
I
haven't
would
watched
Yeah, it's been a
say
long time.
American Dad since it got funny.
exactly. American Dad does. It feels like better writing, although it's the same person. It just feels like a lot better writing. And granted, that didn't come out in the '90s, but Family Guy. I feel like people floated towards Family Guy just because it, decided to do more cursing and they wasn't afraid to push the envelope.
Mhm.
As The Simpsons, I mean, they relatively played it safe, quote unquote, but they still had a lot of good jokes and stuff like that thrown
Yeah.
in there. I mean, yeah, Family Guy was good to a certain
Mm.
point. It kind of felt like they they jumped the shark in a certain area, but I don't know exactly where because I literally stopped watching it.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. I feel like we all probably stopped watching it around the same time.
yeah, like The Simpsons, yeah, you can sit there and say they jumped the shark, but I mean they still have 33 seasons on and they're doing another one. So it's it's like pick your poison. So yeah, I mean Family Guy used to be good.
It relied a lot on kinda like random comedy, just like
Yeah.
random moments, something really off key happens, like off to the side and like guarantees the laugh, and that I think that distinguished it from The Simpsons and like other shows.
Mhm.
Yeah, very on the nose.
Yeah.
And I was actually a big fan of them doing like the little cutaways that they did, which they'd set up a joke and then actually show it happening. You know, nobody was ever thinking of anything like that before. And I was like, that's cool to see that in a cartoon where they go out of their way
Mhm.
to explain another joke within a joke.
But don't you feel like they did that, like, too many times?
Yeah.
Or they would, like, string it along too long sometimes?
Yo, whenever they do Conway Twitty sketches, I turn.
Yeah.
There's one time where they did a Conway, whatever his name is. They did a whole sketch that lasted a good 3 minutes. It was the entire song,
Ugh.
and I literally turned the channel. I didn't even go back to the episode. I was so
Yeah.
frustrated. It's like
They wore it
Every
out.
episode.
you can do a
Mhm.
joke. I'm okay with that.
Too
but
random,
then
too often.
They
No.
run it
got
into the
tired
ground,
of
and
it at one
that's
point.
not.
It was
Oh,
like, we don't have
no.
no more. We're just gonna show you Conway Twitty.
Like, what are you guys going for?
Yeah, right. Timing and pace, people.
Mm,
Yikes.
I mean,
I get up there
again,
though.
I'm cool with the edginess, but even the edginess gets old because it just seems like you're trying to. So, I mean, that's why I always enjoyed The Simpsons. It was never look at us. We're gonna see what curse word we can say today.
The entire song. They did. I remember that.
Like, okay, that's funny until it's not. Yeah, very much so.
They ran into the ground, dug it up, and
Oh,
then put it back.
Yeah, the comedy was definitely a little bit smarter on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't understand that. Still don't.
Alright, well, let's travel to Nickelodeon for a bit. Ren and Stimpy and Rocco. Even though, they were largely promoted as kids shows, they weren't.
Mhm.
Absolutely not.
did they give? Oh, I'm sorry. Did they give Ren and Stimpy a reboot?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
because they were pitched as, like,
Nah.
goofy shows, main character with the best friend, it's just like, "Oh, okay," and their adventures, but it's just, like,
Okay,
really
I do
literal
remember
adult
that.
themes, you're just like, "Wait, what was I
Okay.
watching?" I don't know, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did get
At
away
the
with it.
time, I did not know they was adult. At the time, I didn't know. I had no idea. I didn't realize until I was at like, I want to say 15.
Yeah, I didn't either.
First of all, how did they get away with all that? My grandma came in when it was on the TV. She thought I was watching something else. I was like, "No, it's Nickelodeon. You put it on."
Yeah, I watch them in passing, but to be honest, I never sat down and actually got a full glimpse. I just knew about them as a kid. I just
They attempted the reboot for these shows. I still have yet to even try to give them a shot because no, they don't need that. But for me, they were good on their own.
I remember the MTV run they had. Oh man, that's when I found out. I was like, "This is not for kids."
Why is this on MTV? Oh.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's my exact reaction. That's when I found out. I was like, "Oh, well, that's why she was mad."
Oh.
Kong, you about to tell us you don't know what Ren, Stimpy, and Rocco is?
no, I know what both of those are. I'm just saying, like, because I seen Ren and Stimpy in passing. I know. Didn't it come on Fox too?
Mm-mm. Viacom.
I'm
So
sorry.
no.
I did
But yeah, very
eventually
silly
watch
cartoons. I mean, they
Rocco's,
weren't to be taken seriously,
now
but it was
when I
just
got
great
older
voice acting
because
and
now I
like
have
just the
access
themes around the
to
show. Very
everything.
funny. Just
So
the goofy
yeah,
shows.
watching it now is hilarious. And listen, whatever.
Okay, switch up. Well, since we're on Viacom, let's go into TV for a little
Oh,
bit.
okay.
Does anybody remember Aeon Flux?
Wait, and didn't that come out like after the movie, right? That came
I'm
out
gonna
like
go
pretty
ahead and
We are not talking about that movie.
was it
no, that
before?
came out way before the
You're
movie
talking about the
I don't
series that
remember
was on
It
when the movie
MTV.
came.
at
I don't
all.
remember when the movie came out.
That came out in the 90s. The movie had nothing to do with this.
I'm gonna
Please
go
stop
ahead
bringing
and
up this movie.
Yeah.
Please.
disappear into the bushes like Homer.
This movie has nothing to do with this. They're disrespecting Aeon Flux. No.
Oh man.
And
Yeah, I've
Cynthia.
never seen
The
I've
greatest
never seen
meme.
this
You see
show.
what The Simpsons gives you? It gives you memes on memes. Even if you don't watch the show, you get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very futuristic dystopian show. She's like super badass. And she works for the Society of Monica. So I'm not giving anything away, but there are enough seasons for us to have a nice watch party. So I will promise you that.
Have you read the comic book?
No, I was just a fan of the
'Cause
show.
isn't this I believe isn't it
Mhm.
based on a comic
No.
book? Or is
No,
it
it's
Mhm,
just
based on
based
it
off
is.
of okay, that's what I thought.
It's so good though.
So we're sure that you're not talking about the
for
Charlize
sure.
Theron.
Oh my god. Next. So yeah, guys.
Next.
Beavis and Butthead.
Before.
Yes.
Something you guys know about.
I'm Cornholio.
All right. Clearly, these guys aren't Mike Judge because both of them had to do that voice together. He can do both at the same time. But yeah,
Yeah,
he's the man.
yeah, we
One of
know.
my favorite freaking voice actors. I'm gonna say it again. I've said it again before, but I have to say it again every time because he's the best. But anyway,
Mhm.
Beavis and Butthead. What a show. Basically like the marriage of animation and music together. It was perfect for MTV to pick this up.
I remember watching it when it was just like that, a music video block. And then when they actually got a show, and I didn't even know, like, I didn't
Yeah.
even hear like no announcement for the show. It was just on randomly one night. I was like, "What the hell is this?" I was like, "They're not gonna show any music videos? What's going on?"
There we go.
I was like,
Get
"Where's the
another
music?"
kid
And then it
awake
just
at
kept
11
going. I
o'clock.
was like, "Oh, all right, this is awesome."
Mhm.
It was
Mhm.
great. Then they had the little cartoons in between. It was amazing.
Oh my goodness, they got another movie coming out.
Yeah. Must
Oh,
you like pair this with modern things to just throw us off?
I'm just saying, first of all, Beavis and Butthead is the animation to this show is literally what attracted me. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. Cornholio, I don't know why that's funny. It shouldn't be as funny as it is.
No, it should be funny because it is funny.
That's what I'm saying. It's freaking hilarious, but I don't understand why.
It's not even I don't understand why. It's more so like, yo, how did he come up with this? Like, what was in his
Mhm.
brain that was like, I'm gonna do that?
I am
And they were like, okay,
Cornholio.
do what you want.
Are you threatening me? Yo, Beavis and Butthead do America with a dude
Uh,
standing in front of a
another
painting as
another good one.
Cornholio.
Another good adapted movie from a freaking cartoon.
This this show is great.
It really is.
It is it's funny. It felt like it was ahead of its, and I'm pretty sure I was not allowed to watch the show as a kid.
I don't even know if that was on my list. Like we just watched it anyway. It was just good. That's something I would like sneak to watch anyway because it was just that good. Not only for the animation, you got music too, so it's a bonus. But even with that, from that we got some spin-offs.
Oh yeah.
Daria, one of my favorite freaking
Oh, wow.
shows. Like literally, do you hear my monotoneness?
This is when I go back in the bushes.
Daria is oh no, Kong hasn't seen Daria.
I've never seen an episode of
Oh, Kong, guess who is gonna play Daria for you? In the movies.
Who is gonna play Daria for me?
That would be me, Lady
Oh,
G.
okay. All right. Lady
So
G.
Ren and Stimpy and Daria are on his list right now. Okay. I'm
That's
taking
right,
notes.
America, and everywhere else that's not America
Kong is gonna get caught up,
gotta
all
do
right?
some homework, okay?
He's
All right.
doing the homework things.
I give assignments to myself, you know,
That's
like brush
good.
your teeth in the
That's
morning.
good.
Do that.
Oh
Watch
yeah.
Daria and Ren and Stimpy. You gotta do that.
But Daria was actually Beavis and Butthead's neighbor, for those who didn't know. Also, guess who else was their neighbor? Hank Hill from King of the Hill.
Although he does not look like Hank at all.
The
The voice,
propane.
Yeah.
the voice,
The voice
spot on.
carried over. Exactly.
I listen. Is that your transition into? I can
King of the Hill?
I can talk about King
Absolutely.
of the Hill all day.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I can listen. Bobby Hill. Oh my goodness. I don't know you. That's my purse. Listen, that line right there. He kicked his father in the ball sack. Looked at him and literally told him to his face, "You left yourself open, Dad." Yo, the confidence you have to kick your father square in the nuts
Oh,
and
absolutely
then
not.
brag
Yeah,
about it.
one of several on the list,
Listen,
right?
that show is probably my favorite. And what's weird is I didn't understand it until I got old. Like I used to watch it as a kid, but it wasn't until I was a teenager to actually recognize who or what John Redcorn was actually
Mhm.
and whose son was whose.
You sound so excited.
And Dale just
What
being a
is
complete
sorry,
idiot.
Yeah.
And even still, and growing up, watching every single season of that show, still never understood Boomhauer. I don't care who you are. I will never ever understand Boomhauer whatsoever.
Why? How do
No
you
one
not understand
understands him.
him?
Even Hank doesn't understand him. He's a fantastic character.
Yeah, I think they captured Texas, like, really accurately in that show, like, rural town, dad sells propane and propane accessories, like, the most quotable line from the show, other than people just, like, spilling out Boomhauer's garbage or making fun of, the Rusty Shackelford reference when he calls for pizza or whatever, that's his little alias or whatever. And just all the comedy was just on point all the way through, and it was just a quality show that, just had a bunch of guys standing in the alley drinking beer and just saying, "Yep." Like, that's so that's so perfect. That's exactly what it is
Mm.
as Texas.
Coming from a Texas resident, y'all. He knows.
Mhm. For real.
He knows that it is Texas approved.
It captured that lifestyle, and a lot of the episodes, probably went over
Nice.
plot lines of, uh, things that exist in Texas or, like, frequent events that happen there. I think Ann
Mm,
Richards was in an
yeah,
episode or
I
somebody,
think so. Why
like,
does the
played
name
her or
sound
something like
familiar?
that. So there was
Oh, yeah.
they had a lot of big names come through that show.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
She was in it. I'm like, man, okay. That's the episode I was thinking about. The whole Darlene and Bill ended up going out with her and man, good
Nice.
stuff. So in Texas, was that a popular show?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I think that was a show that was a mainstay, yeah, and everyone talked about it.
That's dope. That's real dope. I never actually thought to ask somebody out there.
Yeah,
You
like,
know,
yeah, someone on that,
yeah.
yeah. No, the pop culture on that one is on point. Yeah, that's what makes it just more relevant and just a better show. I don't know if anyone on the writing team or anyone there was from Texas, but, like, whatever, they nailed it.
Where is Mike Judge from? Because I mean, to be that in depth,
Yeah,
it says
curious.
I can't. Santiago de Guayaquil.
Oh God, the wrong person's
You're
reading
right.
this.
He's from Ecuador, or he was born in Ecuador, and yeah, that's it. That's all it says. He was born in Ecuador.
Ecuador, dang. Okay.
I know that's crazy because it seemed like King of the Hill was really deeply rooted in Texas, like the study of Texas. So it's crazy that he's not from there.
It
Mhm.
really was. Yeah. Like conservative family with, like kind of a weird
Yes.
oddball son. And then the daughter, of course, that's much older.
Oh, okay. He was raised in New Mexico, so
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Well then,
I
yeah,
see that.
yeah,
I can see it.
There you go.
that makes sense.
That's close.
But yeah, super talented. Man does literally freaking
Oh, he
everything.
is
So
Mhm.
shout out to Mike
He is
Judge.
Yeah.
fantastic. The only person that comes close is Justin Roiland, the cat that does the voice of Rick and Morty, and I think it's like Captain Lemon or something like that from Adventure Time. He's everywhere, but his voice work is fantastic. That's the only person I see doing the same thing as Mike Judge, who's just out of this. Wait, doesn't Mike Judge also do the voice of Hank, or is that somebody else?
Think
I thought he
so, maybe.
did.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, that was him.
okay.
And
Yeah,
guess who else's voice he did too?
whose?
Boom Howard.
Really?
Yes.
Boom Howard, yeah.
That's a newfound respect for him.
Nah, he's the man. Literally, that's one of my favorite voice
Man,
actors.
these freaking
He's ridiculous.
the voice actors of the '90s were putting their voices through some.
Every and any character that they could. Respect.
Like, the characters, it was only probably a good, what was
Mhm.
this, like 6 people working on The Simpsons? I know I'm backtracking. But imagine
You're not wrong.
the
You're not wrong.
characters
Yeah.
in The
Yeah, The
Simpsons were
Simpsons
literally
had a lot.
voiced by these people. The only time it was different is when they had a special guest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to have one female do the voice of like 5 different kids,
Oh my god.
freaking ridiculous.
5 different male kids, and it's just like, wait, what?
It's freaking crazy.
Mhm.
And not only was that the impressive part came into the fact that they each sounded different. Like
Different.
they each had their own personality.
Yes.
Hank Azaria? Hank
Uh,
Azaria is on a whole nother level.
We're going
Come on
back to
now.
The Simpsons, but it's
I'm
okay because I
sorry.
love The
I'm
Simpsons.
sorry.
They're so
I'm
good. They're so
sorry.
good.
That crew
Okay.
that they had working on that show is
They
just
do.
top
That's
notch.
pure talent. Pure talent.
Just top notch. And oh man, they will not. People don't understand what those. I don't know. The voice acting of the '90s was really top notch, and like I said, for a handful of people to be on one single show, it do as many characters as they did for The Simpsons, for Beavis and Butthead, King of the Hill. I mean, today is almost unheard of.
All right. Well, to switch gears a little bit, are there any shows that we have not mentioned yet that you would like to talk about, Aaron?
Space Ghost.
Coast to
Coast
coast.
to Coast. The show we weren't supposed to be watching, another one it's like late night TV.
Literally the birth of freaking Adult Swim, but okay, it's
Mhm.
okay.
I used to love watching Space Ghost. I don't even know why.
I don't know either. I'm pretty sure it was just because it was a cartoon. That's it, and it was late.
It was a cartoon, it was late, and it was a talk show. I wasn't allowed to watch, like, late night talk shows, so, like, this was the one I felt like I could get away with because it was a cartoon. It's like, if Jay Leno or someone else was on, parents were like, "Nope, you're going to
Yep.
sleep. This is
And
not
what
for
was his
you."
alien friend name?
But no, were you talking about Zorak, Con?
Yes, Zorak. Them two. It was that thing was hilarious. I'm
That
sorry.
thing?
I don't know what was it? A praying mantis alien
He was a
humanoid
mantis. Yes,
like
you're right.
creature?
Oh, why would,
Mhm.
oh, I'm thinking of Brack.
Nah, Brack,
No.
yeah.
I don't know
Bracket.
what I don't know what Brack is.
Yeah. Mhm.
He's just an alien, I guess.
No one knows what he is.
No, but nobody knows. Brack don't know what he is either.
But I used to love. I don't even know why I love Space
Mhm.
Ghost Coast to Coast. Yeah, I just found myself watching it.
Okay, well, the theme song was just
I mean, yes,
fire.
the thing about it.
And then especially, okay, this is before the seizure warnings and things used to go out. You used to turn the lights off and it would be all flashy because the lights would go on and off in the beginning.
Mhm.
Was I the only one that did that?
G was out
Probably,
here.
but no.
G was out here having whole grandma
Living
seizures
it
on
up.
purpose, watching Space Ghost.
Mhm.
Like, it's on again! Yeah! What are you doing? I don't know why I like this
Just
show.
seizing on the floor. Nobody knows what's happening.
Oh.
Oh man.
But yeah, even if like even at that age, not knowing what the hell was going on really, just watching like a late night show with like, familiar faces because they did have a ton of stars come through and he
Oh
actually
man,
did
they
real
had
interviews.
so many.
It was
They had
great.
so many. It's like people willingly came onto the like they were clamoring to get on the show, and you just sitting there like, how did you get that person? Like now
Yeah.
Mhm.
today as an adult, you watch
Some
it
of
and
them
you're
didn't
like,
even
what
know
the-
why they were
why
there.
did they come on this show?
Yes. And to see that juxtaposition of a freaking cartoon character and some random famous person, you're just like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really remember the critic very much, but I do.
Oh, Jay Sherman.
Yeah, like with John Lovitz and
Yes.
yeah, and even the character just kind of looked like him, and it ought to be
It
him.
stinks.
It stinks. Yeah. I don't know. There was something like I knew who John Lovitz was, but like I didn't make that connection as a kid. But like I always imagined that the guy in the cartoon was him, even though I
Mhm.
didn't know at that age. It was a weird connection to make, but such a strange idea for a show too, like, and how they did it and pulled it off.
Like my first actual seeing of the critic was in The Simpsons. That's when I first
Mhm.
seen him, as a cartoon, and then I found out, oh, he has a whole TV show and this, that, and another. I was like, oh, that's cool, but he's funnier in The Simpsons.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he's hilarious in
I'm
The
gonna
Simpsons.
put the critic on the list just
Oh my
because this list is never
My
ending.
homework,
Just a couple episodes. I'm not
Yeah.
saying we gotta watch the critic from
my homework
top to
assignment is
bottom,
never
but
gonna get finished.
Yeah.
I'm not making you write a book report, so it's okay. It's fine.
But yeah, I thought he was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. I never actually sat
Mhm.
down and watched a whole episode of the show, but I
Yeah.
do remember it being on. What about you, G? You got a special show in mind that you haven't talked about yet?
Well, I talked about Daria. That was probably my special show. I'm gonna go with Celebrity Deathmatch. Everybody remembers that.
Oh,
Don't you?
yeah.
Don't you? The claymation beating each other
Yeah.
up.
Man, such a ridiculous show.
It's like a show we didn't know we needed, and it was just like, what is this exactly? And it's like,
Mhm.
oh,
Very
It was
true.
okay.
such a wise show.
Right. It's like, who did this? But I like it.
I think that was the show that everybody talked about the next day at school. Like, they were like, "Hey, did you
Absolutely.
see Celebrity Deathmatch?" And, whoever was on, they would describe what happened. It was like, "Hey, so and so grabbed this person, ripped their head off," or
Mhm.
whatever it was. Just like
Yeah.
whatever the violence was, they would
Yep.
explain it in detail.
And Mills Lane as a ref. It was amazing.
Mhm.
It was ridiculous. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, it was. It was.
I can't believe it had 6 seasons.
Yeah.
6.
That's pretty lengthy for a show that's got, like, a very simple premise.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
And
like,
it's
"Alright,
pretty
how many
difficult
times
to
could you
freaking
do that?
produce
How many
too.
celebrities could you have before it gets stale?"
They
Exactly.
had all of them and more.
It is like the first 4 seasons had anywhere between 10 and 25 episodes.
Mhm.
How?
Wow.
How is that even?
That's a
How?
a lot of content.
That's a lot. a
Listen, the
lot.
people like boxing, all right?
It
Mhm.
People are
wasn't
also
even
obsessed with
real.
celebrities. I know it wasn't real, but it didn't even matter.
It's
It didn't matter.
93 episodes. What's that? 8 episodes short of syndication?
Man.
That's freaking again, how? I'm at a loss for words. I mean, it was good. I'm not even gonna sit here
Yeah.
and hold you. It's not like
Simple
I didn't
concept.
enjoy it.
It was real successful.
But it was claymation though. Why?
Yeah.
Speaking of
Why? That's
claymation,
mind blowing. That's
what do you why? You know where I'm going next.
Mm.
oh
I'm going
yeah.
back to Fox.
PJ
And one of my favorite
Projects.
comedians. Hello. The PJs.
Listen, Aaron or Jay, have either one of y'all seen the PJs?
I'm from the PJs. Of course.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure now.
Yeah, I saw the PJs. Yeah, I remember this.
I love
They're good or a
this
dog.
show. I don't. It's
So good.
good. The crackheads, the children. It listen. Oh man, we got to put this on. I don't even know where to find this at. Where we got to put this on.
Oh, it's on. It's available. It's on
Okay,
streaming.
that's gonna be a next
Mhm.
assignment. We're watching the PJ. This show is so good. Holy crap! It was produced by Ron Howard.
Oh, okay, there you go. And
Yeah.
created by Eddie
What
Murphy,
is
Matt
Ron?
Groening. See, there you go. There's your connection.
Yeah.
Simpsons, everything else.
And Larry Wilmore too.
Matt
So
Groening.
What?
Yeah.
yeah, that's literally a freaking
Wait a minute.
crazy cast, let alone
Wait a
yeah.
minute. Eddie Murphy, Larry Wilmore, Matt Groening, Ron
Yeah.
Howard. Yo, this is a freaking power.
Yeah, look at this
House.
cast. Even the cast is killer.
Phil Morris, Loretta Devine, Kevin Michael Richardson.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And the theme music was
This show might have made careers, yeah.
George.
Don't forget Jennifer Lewis and Jenna Dubois. Come on
Wait
now.
a minute.
Yep.
George Clinton and Quincy Jones did the music?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I see that you want to watch this again.
Yeah.
Good grief. We are going to watch the PJs. Why don't Super use the superpower? Super stand for superintendent? Oh, Super gonna die. Yo, there's nothing like going to a football game with your family in Texas, mind you, going to get a po' boy afterwards, going back to the hotel and eating that po' boy, only to get too full to finish that po' boy.
This is very specific.
It's very specific. Then see a crackhead on the PJs and almost throw up the entire po' boy.
I cannot.
Listen, the graphics on them crackheads in the PJs. Listen,
They did a good job.
that claymation
Claymation.
was so good. It was just it was so good. Honestly, is what drew me in. The show was funny, but the claymation was fantastic.
Yeah, it was different, especially on Fox. Like you got that from Celebrity Deathmatch, but that was cable, of course. So and that being Eddie Murphy too. And it was a black show. So it was
absolutely.
double
Whoop,
whammy.
whoop.
It's like, okay, I definitely gotta watch this.
I mean, it sucks. It only got what 41 episodes.
Which isn't bad for Fox, to be honest, because you know they would have cut that thing
Yeah.
short.
They really do. They
Yes.
really do.
Yeah, Fox, they love to cancel shows. Like really good shows in their prime or in the first season.
That show, and that's the thing. It only had 2 seasons on Fox, and then went to what was then called, I guess, the WB. And it's like that. The show was really good. So I don't understand, but hey,
That's crazy. I'm getting, like, flashbacks of the freaking Transistor commercials that they used to do on the WB. You remember the ones that would be, like, a black background, and then the characters would, like,
Yep.
intersperse and, like, jump on the screen and
Yep.
stuff? I'm weird. I'm sorry, I'm having
Oh,
flashbacks, guys.
man.
But
Bring back the
yeah.
90s. Bring it back.
I'm gonna say that
Mhm.
every
It was a good
episode.
time for TV.
It
Yeah.
really was.
That was a
Especially
good
animated.
time.
Yeah.
It was a good time. It almost seemed like
Mhm.
animation, regardless if it was for adults or kids, could do no wrong. It's like they always kept your attention no matter
Mhm.
what. It could be a terrible show. Liberty Kids. It could be a terrible show.
Please, leave that damn show alone. Gosh.
But it would still keep your attention. It just shouldn't be watched.
Yeah.
Liberty
Why
Kids.
he just
Anyway, Jay, did you have a show that probably I guess your second favorite?
well, favorite? I don't know, but I do have I guess a show that we haven't touched on, South Park,
South Park is a good one.
because it was the first
South
show
Park?
I seen outside of anime that was cursing.
Oh my god. It doesn't take
Didn't
much.
take much at all.
Mhm.
It didn't take much, and I was like,
Mhm.
I got a lot of the humor.
Mhm.
For some reason, I just understood everything that was going on. So when I went back to school and everybody was talking about wrestling, and I was like, "But did y'all see South Park?" They was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, yo, they got a cartoon, man. They be talking mad shit. We all got to be watching this." I had watch parties at my house and everything for
It
that
was
shit.
good. It was really good.
Yeah, and another show with a small cast, right? Voicing multiple characters. Very strange animation style, right? Very outside the box. They always riffed on whatever's happening in pop culture, which they're riffing on stuff right now.
Yep.
But also the movie, right? Bigger, Longer, Uncut. I think they might have done other movies as well, but, like, that one especially, I think, had a lot of crossover potential and
Yeah.
brought people in. Mhm.
It
Yeah.
I like South Park because they were never afraid
No,
to
they definitely
make
pushed
fun
the
of
envelope.
anyone.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And Trey Parker and Matt Stone, I honestly feel like they're freaking geniuses because they're like, listen, I mean, ain't nobody else gonna say it, so we'll say it, and we'll keep saying it. So I really enjoy every bit of that show, even to this
Mhm.
day. Every episode is still making some sort of statement, but it's in a satirical. I think I used that properly.
Keep going.
It's,
Keep going.
it's in a satirical way. So yeah, I love it. And again, doing
Yeah.
all the voices,
That's a show
all
that
of
I'm
the voices.
scared for every season. Like somebody's gonna sue them and get canceled, and they surprise me every time.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know how many times they've been sued?
No,
I
I'm saying like,
mean,
oh,
come
this is
on
the
now.
every time I think like
Yeah,
this is the lawsuit that's
absolutely.
gonna
Nah,
cancel
never.
the show.
They
No.
crossed the line so many
No,
times.
they South Park has become Rockstar
Yeah.
pretty much. Like, like we're gonna say and do whatever we want, and we dare you to
Mhm.
touch us.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
so
really nothing you can do.
No one can
exactly.
stop
I
us.
mean,
Yeah, yeah.
freedom of speech is freedom of speech for a reason. So, and the social commentary is just fantastic. I'm sorry. The way that they tackle stuff and the way that they make certain things like, listen, this is stupid, and we're just gonna say that it's stupid. Like they do it like no other right now. And I love it.
Mhm.
I love it. I know a lot of PC people out there like, I don't respect that at all. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They're gonna write you a letter right
Right.
now.
I am not PC by any means, but that is a whole nother story.
If you Google search South Park, some of the first results you get is South Park canceled 2020?
Yikes.
Is South Park canceled 2021? Like, just like people are just like, is this the year where they finally get canceled? It's like, no, it's enduring comedy.
Yeah.
And Isaac Hayes as Chef, like Isaac Hayes, who
Yo.
wrote Shaft, who's like, incredible musician, right? Just plays
Oh
The
yeah.
fact that they got
Fantastic
him, I was
musician.
surprised. Like, really? That's what's up.
the character.
Oh, but they hurt that man's feelings so bad.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sorry. When you go on to a show like South Park and they literally make fun of every single person, religion, freaking place, product, whatever, when they do that, don't think that they're not going to come for something that you truly believe in. They made the one episode making fun of Scientology. Isaac Hayes said, I don't respect that, and peaced out. And they played that episode anyway. Like, listen, come on now. A lot of people are gonna hear about this and think it's ridiculous. I mean, we're not gonna make just fun of you. We're also gonna make fun of more. We're gonna make fun of this religious group, and like, okay. I mean, I can't be upset with that. It's fair game. So, you know, Isaac Hayes, fantastic musician.
Magician?
He's a fantastic
Magician?
He's a
He's a
magician? I didn't know
fantastic
that.
magician.
Yeah.
The man got
was like
tricks up
All
his
tricks.
sleeve.
All right, you better
No,
bring it
but
full circle.
I think he's an amazing musician, and he's honestly hilarious as Chef. And it was sad to see him go, but good grief, that
Yeah.
Scientology episode was hilarious. I mean, the whole Trapped in a Closet remake. Listen, come on. If you haven't seen that, do yourself a favor. YouTube that Trapped in a Closet South Park edition.
Ah,
You'll see how good that is. Yeah, I know they all just click clacking like
right
I am.
they really did.
I'm
Pause this
sick
episode
Running
real
it over
quick.
tired
YouTube.
of freaking K-Star Entertainment making me do homework every goddamn episode. Man, this is hilarious, though. I'm not even gonna hold
But
you.
it's good
This
for
is pretty
you.
funny.
It's good for
I'm
you.
gonna send
It's
this.
very, very good for you.
I mean,
Catch you up on some things you might have missed out on. You never
oh
know.
yeah. Yeah,
So once again,
you never
another
know.
show that was like off limits, you know,
Oh,
like
but yeah.
definitely. Since it seems like we were all pretty young around this
Man,
time
yeah.
period, it was
Yeah,
like
for sure.
stuff that wasn't allowed.
Yeah, I don't know how I got away with watching that.
So not having cable, I didn't see it until it started coming on regular. I guess you could say it started coming on late night TV for me, and even still, my parents like, no, nope, no. Like they literally took out
Yeah.
everything
Yeah,
that could
that show was
possibly be
really off
damaging.
limits, like more so than any of the others. Like South Park was a no deal. Like
Yeah.
if that show was seen on the TV,
Man.
is like no, it's going off. Which was probably, you know, in some instances at that age, it was a good thing. You know, there were some things that probably shouldn't have been seen,
Oh,
but you know,
that's an automatic whooping. That's an automatic
Yeah.
whooping.
yeah, it's like you encounter it, the crudeness everywhere. Yeah.
But then, like, I go to school with kids who say that in the
Yeah.
so I don't understand. I don't understand what the problem is. So, my show, join me if you understand. My show was Dilbert.
Because it was great.
I loved Dilbert. I don't know why. I literally don't understand my attraction to it. It was hilarious. It was just so good. Like it was just so good. I don't know why. I mean, a talking dog, a man in the office, so many ridiculous things going on. Dilbert not catching a break. It was just funny.
Like, how is this relatable? You don't even work yet. It's just like, I like it. Leave me alone.
It's so weird how relatable it is. Even reading the comic strips as a kid, like I was like, I don't get this,
But
but
I
I
like
get it.
That's all that
And there's
matters.
some
That's
humor
all
to it.
that matters.
No, this is a classic show. This is so good.
Absolutely. It's like the OG
So
of
good.
Silicon Valley. Dilbert is amazing.
Man. You know what? We need to go ahead and plop this on the old Sleepy Time Theater. Because I think a lot of people need to watch this. Dilbert and Dogbert.
Mhm.
Good stuff. Ratbird. Oh my goodness. Tom
Mhm.
Kenny was in this show? Yo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maurice LaMarche. Okay, we're definitely watching this show.
Yep.
Jason Alexander? Wait a minute. How did I not realize? Yo.
More on Jason Alexander coming soon because I'm mentioning that show whenever that episode drops.
I was in the pool. Oh man. But yeah, I love Dilbert. I really don't know why. I just thought it was great. Pointy haired ball.
Another one of those relatable shows. Basically,
It was very simple.
easy to
Yeah.
read, simple. Yeah, it didn't try too hard. It was
I
just
mean,
okay. I get this. Even though I don't work yet, it was just like, huh, haha. They're at work and their
yeah.
boss is a dick. It's like what? Like I don't have these problems yet, but I get it.
The most relatable concept, yeah. Even though you don't
Right.
have a boss, like
You have
if you don't, your
exactly.
teacher is your
Yes.
boss when you're at school, and you're like, it's the same
Oh, yeah, for
situation. So
sure.
maybe
Stuff.
that's how we caught it.
Guys, we got a lot of homework to do.
You got homework and so much to talk about. The things.
This is just the adult cartoon. We haven't even moved into the 90s were
Mhm.
great. Somebody give me back my 90s.
The magician of Isaac Hayes will come and hold you down, hopefully. And Wingardium Leviosa you back to the 90s. So
Dark Magician Isaac Hayes.
but listeners, if
Man.
you have a show that you would like to add to the adult cartoon list, I'm pretty sure we hit a majority of them, but there are a couple that we, might have missed out
Mhm.
on. If so, let us know.
Oh, I forgot about Spawn. Dang
Oh.
it.
Yeah, it's fun.
And home movies.
Fun, yes. Home movies was a time. That's another Dilbert-like show, I'll
The
say.
comedy of John H. Benjamin.
Very easy to watch, but yeah,
He's so fantastic.
so
He
good.
is so fantastic.
But yeah, if you have a adult cartoon show that you would like to add onto the list, feel free to leave us a message on Anchor, either using the Anchor app or Anchor.com. You can leave us a voice message, or you can send us a message on social media. We're on Instagram as well as Twitter. Do the thing, Verbal Vibe Mode on everything. Visit us at www.verbalvibemode.com for more details and on how to reach us essentially and to do the thing.
Oh, hey, Aaron, can you give people information as to where to find you and your content?
Hey gamers, you yeah, you can definitely find me on YouTube now. Aaron Shack 64, that's AARONSHACK 64. And I'm creating lots of gaming content, podcasts, music, gaming news, stuff like that. Yeah. A lot of things. And then running a Patreon alongside that, photos of my dog, unboxings, gaming, music, more behind the scenes type content, and a good way to support the channel.
Thank you for coming on the show. This was awesome.
Yo, this
You
was
popped up
fantastic.
with immediate gratitude and was willing to hang out with us bozos. So we appreciate you, Aaron.
Bozos.
Yeah,
We are not worthy.
we are not.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It was a great
Thank you
chat.
for real, man. This was dope and fun.